What's up, guys? I like to keep it raw and kind of real on my channel because there's a lot of videos out there of people making multi-millions of dollars or way past six figures or way past 10K a month and traveling and being in places like this and making it seem like you need to make like a shitload of money before actually traveling and experiencing some things in the world. And I just wanted to make this video to kind of share why you don't really need to make a shitload of money. You don't need to make millions of dollars. You don't need to make even 10K a month to travel and have cool experiences and see cool places and just have fun with friends and travel and see the world while you're young. So I want to share some tips on how I have been able to do this, since if you follow me on Instagram, you see that I probably travel quite a ton. And I'm not making any crazy amount of money. I work in remote sales, which is very high income potential. But I was traveling since I just got into this industry and wasn't even making six figures or anything like that. So there's basically like two ways how to actually travel more. And yes, being in a remote job or having your own business is probably the best thing you can do to have free time to do this or to be able to work in places like this. I'm in Koh Samui, Thailand right now. And I'm not even like working, but I work from anywhere. So being in a performance-based job is the first thing. Is as long as I'm responsible for my numbers, as long as I'm doing the work that I need to be doing in sales, I have full responsibility for that. And as long as I'm doing well, nobody's gonna bother me about where I am. Nobody's gonna bother me about anything. They're gonna let me do whatever I kind of want as long as I'm hitting my targets. And that's why being in something like remote sales has really changed the game. And while you can make a ton of money pretty fast in remote sales, you don't really need to be making a ton of money to do stuff like this. It's more about the freedom aspect. It's more about being able to work location free, not being bound to a physical office where it's always, for some reason, physical offices are so hard to take time off. Having something remote, there's really like no way, there's no reason for people not to let you travel. And the other thing obviously is entrepreneurship, where you don't need to be making a crazy amount of money, but if you can just make a little bit of income for yourself, you can go to places like this, which it's not even that expensive to be somewhere in like Thailand. Like you can plan vacations that aren't so expensive. It's just a matter of gathering some friends or doing it on your own and just pulling the trigger on it. But I think the biggest thing how to actually travel more is like, you need to get into a remote job. I think like nowadays, there's no reason not to be in a remote job if you're someone who values their freedom and autonomy. Just because like working in a physical office, commuting every day to the office, and kind of like that 9-to-5 grind isn't really like, it's not really necessary anymore in most cases. If you're someone who really wants to travel the world and have freedom and be more autonomous with themselves, like I don't see why people don't try to get into remote jobs, or at least want to learn more about it, honestly. I think the lowest friction way to do stuff like this is to get into a remote job. And I think sales is one of the best things because you don't really need experience. You don't really need to like have too much experience or skills already. You don't need a degree or anything like that. That's what I was trying to say. You can really just do the right things, reach out to the right people, apply, have your resume right and apply, and you can be working from anywhere, working in remote sales, selling for a software company or a startup or something like that, or a big league company, like a big tech company. You can get into it pretty quickly and easily if you know how to do the right things. But I think that is the lowest friction way, because entrepreneurship is a long-term game, and it's one that I'm playing as well. But sales is kind of the thing that is feeding into that long-term play, because you need sales for entrepreneurship. You need to be able to learn how to sell to be able to survive on your own in business. Because if you don't know how to sell, then how are you going to communicate the value of your product to other people? How are you gonna close the deal, manage your prospects, follow up with people, and be able to persuade and present your value in a compelling way that fits the target audience? That's all just what sales is about. It's literally just about communicating your value to other people and making that exchange, and you can get paid to learn it, and then you work on entrepreneurship on the side if that's your long-term play. But anyways, want to refocus to just traveling. Honestly, pull the trigger on traveling, even if you're someone who's in an office job. Just pencil in the time. I think my friends always are wondering how I'm traveling so much, and it's not that hard. All you have to do is just pencil in the time and just pull the trigger on it and just tell people I'm traveling. I don't get why people are so are just not doing this kind of stuff, you know? And no, it's not as expensive as people make it seem either. You can plan trips like in Thailand and Koh Samui, where you can literally get a villa for 3 people for $1,000 for a week or 2, you know? That's not too much money. So don't think you can't travel more, and just pull the trigger and get into a remote position if you're someone who wants to do this recurringly pretty often. Anyways, that's all for this video. I just wanted to kind of just be there's ways to just do things in life young, and you don't need to wait till you're making a crazy amount of money to do stuff like this. It's more about the freedom aspect. Anyways, Chad is out. I'm gonna enjoy this pool, about to go and dive into it. So see you in the next video. Peace.